Okay, a lot of you are probably wondering why the Swan Princess review took as long as it did. Well, my producer's been having issues in his social life, and I was recently invited to a convention hosted by the heads of Death Battle Ideas Wiki. It's pretty much what it sounds like, ideas for Death Battle episodes, where the fans analyze the fighters' weaknesses and strengths to see who would win in a fight to the death. A lot of the episodes are written in the actual format of Death Battle episodes, and the fights are so detailed I can almost picture them playing in my head. It's crazy. The outcome debate they called me for was Future Trunks vs. Silver the Hedgehog, and guess who won?
Sure, Trunks did severely outclass Silver when he was in base form, but Silver had ways of escape for nearly every attack from Trunks. Ki blasts, he could reflect them, trying to get up close. Silver's insane reaction speeds and liking to keep his distance say otherwise. His sword? Silver could simply take it away from Trunks and stab him. However, when Silver entered his super form, the fight took a drastic turn. Considering his abilities increased tenfold, he could easily hold his own and even overpower Trunks. All in all, base form Silver could counteract anything Trunks threw at him, while he could use Super Silver to secure the win. The winner is Silver the Hedgehog.
Of course, this led to several disagreements, resulting in fans getting aggressive towards each other, many people injured, the police were called in. I can never go back. But I'm here now, and ready for Halloween. Dark Night of the Scarecrow is a 1981 made-for-TV movie that was originally intended to be an independent theatrical motion picture, but the script was bought out by and aired on CBS. I'm not sure about this. Last CBS movie I reviewed was Devil Dog. Here's hoping this one at least has a dog in Halloween makeup and a fun third act.
Smile with glee, just for you and me.
So the movie opens with a little girl named Mary Lee playing in a field of flowers with a man named Bubba. Thank Forrest Gump if he was raised in the South and never left home.
That's better. See, you can do it.
Look, movie, I'm sure you're just trying to be cute and innocent, but please stop. See? Even Doc Hopper's suspicious of this scene. So this is our main character, Otis, and I wasn't kidding about what I said earlier. He's played by Charles During, who really did play Doc Hopper in the Muppet movie.
You know what he's liable to do?
Yes.
Well, let's get down there and break it up then.
Now, what good would it do? 2 days, he'll be back again just like before.
Not this time. I'm going to teach that moron a lesson.
You're wasting your time. He's an idiot. He can't remember. You ought to know that by now.
Well, what do we do then?
Nothing.
Don't worry, fellas. It's not like he's a fully grown, mentally challenged man playing with a little kid. Oh, wait!
Mom. Why?
Bubba can't go in yard. No. I'll get in trouble.
I can already see where this is going. Oh no, it's an extra from Devil Dog and he's still upset about the audition! Hurry, Bubba, save her! So Bubba saves Mary Lee and carries her home. Her parents react exactly how you'd expect.
Bubba didn't do it! Otis, it's happened. Bubba Ritter. He's done it.
How bad?
She's dead, Otis. The sheriff's calling for volunteers. Everybody's going to meet over at the courthouse.
No. We'll do this ourselves. Let's get the dogs and the guns.
Okay, for those of you with faint hearts, let me set the mood for this movie. Don't expect anything too sweet and kind. This is one of those movies about a horrible person who's going to get what they deserve. So as Otis and his gang get ready for action, Bubba runs home to his mother, who comes up with what I have to admit is a pretty cool way to hide. It's actually nice to see where Jeepers Creepers got that idea from. Although if the Creeper himself decided to make an appearance, I wouldn't be against it. Unfortunately, Otis manages to see past the disguise.
What the hell are you talking about?
Hadn't you heard? Little girl's all right. It's all a mistake. Hank Renfro's dog jumped her. They've already released her from the clinic, sent her home. Funny part is, old Bubba saved her life.
Oh, sure. I'm sure the court will believe that.
I mean, the man was helpless, for God's sake.
That's a lie, and you know it.
Oh, what? They really fell for that? Guess they don't have proper equipment to check for prints, otherwise they would have noticed Otis' fingerprints on that pitchfork.
After reviewing the evidence and testimony in this hearing, I'm ordering the defendant's release from custody immediately.
No! Oh! They're murderers! They killed my son! They killed my son! They murdered him! They murdered him!
Yeah, I guess getting away with murder would leave someone upset. So even though they're proven innocent, I'm sure most of these guys are gonna feel really bad for killing... Okay, they're just asking to die.
You know, I never realized she was so attached to that man.
What do you mean?
That's the first thing she asked about. Where's Bubba? What's happened to Bubba?
Yeah, I can see why you wouldn't notice something like that. I mean, it's not like she's your daughter or anything. So the next day, we see the locals going about their daily routines. Except for one small surprise.
If you're not planting, why would you put up a scarecrow?
Dun dun dun! So we cut to the boarding house where Otis lives as the set designers get to show off. That's definitely one of this movie's strongest points. The sets in this movie are way better than Devil Dog's. Devil Dog's sets looked okay, but were kind of average looking and weren't very distinctive. But with this movie's sets, I get a feeling of life in a small town in the South, which is impressive for a movie to accomplish since I'm from the future.
The Scarecrow, the same one. Bullet holes, everything, just like before. Except now it's filled with straw.
Where?
In my pasture. Somebody knows, Otis.
Of course.
Who?
Who do you think?
Oh my God.
So Otis thinks that the prosecution from earlier put up the Scarecrow in order to unnerve them. So what are these strong macho men gonna do?
Nothing.
Mr. Hazelrig, we can't just sit around and do...
Go home. You've done enough already. Just go home and keep your mouth shut. For God's sakes, don't punch up like this. You got guilty written all over you.
I know these things because I learned my lesson the first time. It's what prompted me to change my name from Doc Hopper. Once a frog becomes a celebrity and exposes your crimes, that's a sign to cut and run!
Why are you so surprised? I thought wooden crosses were everywhere in the South. Hearing his wood chipper running, this guy runs into the barn to investigate. Okay, another one of this movie's strong points is the soundtrack. The music was composed by Glenn Paxton, whose work includes... a lot of stuff most people probably don't remember. Despite not having the best resume, the score he composed is memorable, creepy, and even haunting. So the wood chipper starts up and...
More preserves, Mr. Hazelbray?
Ladies and gentlemen, the only time a horror film can cut to a close-up of fruit preserves and still be good
Jeff? Yeah? Say, Hazelrick, that was Hawker over here last night, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Hawker ground himself up in his brush machine last night.
So after getting word of the death of his friend, Otis comes to the conclusion that...
That was an accident.
Accident? An accident?
I'm telling you what they said.
And you believe that?
Oh sure, he accidentally threw himself into this wood chipper.
Because it was an accident. Now don't try to make something it isn't.
So the next day we see the Scarecrow appear in this guy's field. Oh, I get it now. The Scarecrow appeared in that other guy's field before he was killed, so now that he's in this guy's field, he's going to die now. The plot thickens. Ladies and gentlemen, you've just witnessed the greatest commercial break cut ever. So we cut to the town's local Halloween party as you get to see why I decided to review this movie on Halloween.
Guys, I got a great idea. Let's go play hide and go seek. Okay. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
So Mary Lee and her friends run off to play hide and seek. Guess who she runs into, though?
Here I come, ready or not.
Wait a minute. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm the mailman. No one's afraid of the mailman.
You know, Charles During is surprisingly good in this. Yeah, his character's a rotten piece of filth whom I want to see die, but you can tell he's trying with his role. If there's one thing I can't stand in a movie, it's bad acting, and that is not the case here.
Let me see if I can guess who you are. Fairy princess. No, that's not it. I know who it is. Mommy, right? Huh?
So anyway, suspecting Bubba's mother to be the one who killed his friend, Otis tries to get information from Mary Lee, who's friends with her.
I know what you did to Bubba.
Where'd you hear that?
He told me. He told me everything.
Lee, you know that's not true. I didn't tell you anything. Bubba's dead.
I know.
Hey, Lee!
So later that night, Otis goes to the house of Bubba's mother and tries to convince her to let up on the attacks. In the most psychotic way possible.
Now I'm warning you for the last time. Stop it! I know it was you!
And in case you didn't think Otis was unlikable enough, Bubba's mother suffers a fatal heart attack, and in order to cover up his tracks, Otis starts a gas leak, and with the fireplace already lit, the house explodes. Yeesh! Even Doc Hopper wasn't this one noted. Aww, and now Mary Lee has no one to play with on the weekends. Legit, I'm beginning to feel for a kid. So later that night... Okay, relax, it's just a fake-out scare. So this guy hears footsteps approaching and can't get his car to start. Okay, and do you see this, filmmakers? This is an earned suspenseful scene. On paper, the thought of a character running and hiding from something that's off-screen sounds tired and cliche, but since we don't know what's stalking him, and he's alone in the middle of the night, it manages to be effective. So he can't get his car to start, so he hides under it. No, wait, he hides in the silo. I get how that sounds like a good idea in your head, but most silo doors have those hatched door wheels that get stuck real easily. See? So this leads to probably the most inventive and haunting kill in the movie. Less subtle than Halloween, yet less over the top than Evil Dead. I love it. So the next day, Otis goes to tell Skeeter, aka the last member of his gang here, the bad news.
Philby.
Oh, let me go! Let me go!
Stop it!
Let me go!
It was an accident!
You're lying!
Oh dear, looks like it's time for everyone's most and least favorite horror movie trope.
Don't panic, damn it! You'll know!
I don't care!
You listen to me! There's no reason to throw it all away now.
No, I don't want to hear it!
It was Bubba!
What?
He's dead!
He's not! We don't know. We left him there.
Even if he did survive being shot 21 times, I don't think he'd be able to walk after that, let alone kill anyone.
They buried him. He's rotting under 5 yards of ground.
He's not!
Yes!
So Otis tries to prove that Bubba's alive by digging up his grave, expecting the coffin to be empty.
Oh my God! It's him! What?
You promised.
I don't care.
You gave your word.
It's Rick. We gotta get out now.
We can't.
We've got to. There's no more excuses. No one left to blame it on.
So Otis is determined to catch the killer and hide his dirty little secret while Skeeter wants to leave town.
We'll do it your way. All right? We'll do it your way. We'll go to the police if that's what you want.
Sounds good to me. Promising to go with Skeeter's idea to skip town, he and Otis return to fill the grave back up.
I have a cousin lives up in the hills in Arkansas. Way back there in the woods, there's just nobody around for miles.
Ah, so he's related to Madman Mars. That's nice.
Just beautiful.
However, Otis instead decides to cover his tracks by knocking Skeeter out cold and burying him in Bubba's grave alive. Hey, don't look so surprised. He is played by Charles During after all. The only way it'd be more obvious is if he was played by Tim Curry. So Otis is driving home as he spots Mary Lee on the road.
Mary Lee? Mary Lee!
So Otis chases after Mary Lee but loses control and crashes his Jeep. Gee, it's almost like driving after you've killed one of your friends and had a gulp of whiskey is a bad idea. So Otis catches Mary Lee, believing her to be the one who murdered his friends, believing this little girl somehow snuck onto someone else's farm on foot in the middle of the night and figured out how to operate a conveyor belt control panel.
It was you!
I find Mothman being the killer more likely. Luckily for Mary Lee, a nearby crop harvester starts up and chases after Otis. I have a feeling whoever's driving that thing is just upset that Otis killed that other guy before he could. He was probably planning to use one of those automatic milking machines to drain his blood and then use an irrigation hose to spray it all over town. That would have been awesome. Even though he could probably just turn to the side and run around the harvester, since I'm fairly certain those machines don't turn well, Otis keeps running straight until... Death by irony. I love it. And don't worry about Charles During. Not too long from now, he'll get to be in Tootsie. And Elmo Saves Christmas? Really? Figures he goes from lying backstabbing jerks to Christmas icons. So as Mary Lee sits in the pumpkin patch, we finally see the one behind the murders.
Thank you, Bubba. You know what? Tomorrow, I think I'll teach you a new game. Did I ever show you how to play the chasing game? It's fun. You'll like it. It's sort of like my tag.
For the record, I have no idea what the chasing game is, and there's no sequel, so it's possible she's gonna teach him how to become a serial killer. So that was Dark Night of the Scarecrow. How does it hold up? Surprisingly pretty well. The story was well written, the acting was good, the sets were beautiful, and the stalking scenes were amazing. Sure, you could argue it's more disappointing than Devil Dog, since it's called Dark Night of the Scarecrow and you don't actually see the Scarecrow moving around until the very end. But if you think about it, it plays like a murder mystery, like the killer is a human serial killer with the Scarecrow being their calling card. That way the Scarecrow moving on its own serves as a supernatural twist. If you're looking for something to watch this Halloween that's more haunting than It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, but less crazy and over the top than Trick or Treat, I say give this one a watch this October if you haven't. With that said, happy Halloween. Don't spend all night waiting for the Great Pumpkin. That bloated Gordon never shows up.